Around 2016, my favorite YouTuber livestreamed a game I hadn't heard of before. The game was Va11-Hall-A, a visual novel indie game about bartending. I watched the VODs on his channel because I didn't catch them live. That's because I'm not much of a livestream guy personally, but I do like visual novels and I like the art style of the game. So before long, I found myself immersed in the world. Credit to Nico B because his voice acting had me enthralled as a 14-year-old. His playthrough influenced me to the point where I bought the game almost a decade later once I had the money and a computer. I knew I wanted to stream it like he did because I wanted it to go full circle. So when I did manage to start streaming it around December, I just couldn't stop. So fast forward to January of 2025 and I'm here making this video after finishing my playthrough. A video more specifically on Va11-Hall-A Cyberpunk Bartending Action. Before I continue, I want to thank you all for all the love on the last video. There's a lot of new faces here, so I hope you all enjoy this video and what's to come from the channel going forward. It means a lot to me that a lot of people watched the video and then stuck around after, so I hope you enjoy your time here, no matter the duration. Anyways, back to the video. Like I said earlier, this is primarily a visual novel, so gameplay is going to be scarce, with said gameplay having minimal interactivity, which is fine by me because that's the nature of the genre, but the story makes up for that in my opinion. The story revolves around Jill Stingray, a 27-year-old bartender at the Va11-Hall-A bar in Glitch City, with her co-worker Gillian, her boss Dana Zane, and a mysterious fourth employee that I won't mention. They all run the bar day in and day out. The game takes place on the 13th of December, 2070X. The setting itself is a cyberpunk dystopian future. The game starts on the 13th of December 2070X and runs through until the 31st, aka New Year's. The city itself is a cyberpunk dystopian future and has Jill operating in the bar serving different characters all throughout her days. The visual novel aspect comes from the interactions with said customers. The goal is to serve people their drinks correctly and make sure that Jill can pay her bills. Some orders vary from blunt and direct to very vague and downright confusing. And I'm not lying about confusing, I needed to use a guide because I'm a scrub. But regardless of that, it's fun all the same in my opinion. The characters themselves vary, but for the most part, they're all pretty likable and or interesting. Pretty simple premise, right? Well, with the groundwork laid out, let me get into my thoughts. This game is cozy. It does a good job immersing you into the ambiance it creates. From the colors of the bar, the music, the pixel art style, the dialogue, and the nighttime setting, it sets a mood that gives the game individuality and style. The characters themselves are integral to the game. Most of the charm comes from them and their interactions with Jill. With over 20 plus unique characters, they spice up what would usually be considered a work simulator by other people. I like a lot of the characters, but my favorites are definitely Alma, Dorothy, Say, Stella, and the main character Jill herself. Those four were always highlights in the bar. The game makes sure that they were highlights though because they're the only characters that have scenes at the end of the game. The story itself, however, is drip fed to the player. You don't actively look for it, it more comes to you. Well, it more comes to Jill, I mean. I won't get into the specifics of it so I don't spoil the fun, but Jill is just as much of a character as her patrons are. She grows and changes throughout the 3 weeks of the game time, with the ending itself leaving me there with a bittersweet smile on my face. For instance, as serious and stoic Jill can be, she's just as much of a goofball as her coworkers are. She can talk about sentience and also just laugh at crude jokes. She's just as much of a person as anybody else, and it really adds to her character because it's completely different compared to how other people perceive her. This game's world building as well is really subtle. I want to give some time to shine on it. The different races and different changes in country, agriculture, all that type of stuff. It's a nice subtlety that isn't the main focus, but does affect the story and is important to pay attention to. Because if you don't, you realize that a lot of the world building affects the characters because of course they're denizens of the world. A lot of it is left in the news articles that Jill reads in the downtime between each day. So it's accessible for you if you take the time to read it. This game is a mix of both mature and dark themes mixed with dumb fun and banter. It matches the beauty of human interaction in a world that couldn't be more foreign. And what better world to be more foreign than the future? I give this game an 8.5 out of 10. It isn't for everybody, but it's a treat if it is for you. To some, it's meaningless, but to others, it's everything. And finding that meaning in the small things, like interactions with patrons, or serving drinks, having arguments, making up after those said arguments, makes the little things like that even more meaningful. Thank you all for watching this video. Bit of a short one this time around, but I wanted to get my thoughts in video. The ending really struck a chord with me and inspired me to make this video, so I wanted to capitalize on that inspiration. If you're interested in this game, it's on Steam, so I'll link it down below. But I hope you all enjoy. Thank you all for watching. Let me know if you have any game recommendations or anime or shows or whatever. I'm always down to at least give them a shot. But until next time, this has been Infamous Isaac, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Jagniel, Pulpo.
His name is Octopus.